everyone. Thank you for watching. By law, I have to tell you that this is for entertainment purposes only. All videos are property of Psychic Liz Cross, LLC. Thank you.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Mr. Reality, joined by psychic medium Liz Cross. Thought we'd do something a little different today, Liz. I wanted to look at this huge investment into artificial intelligence companies, chip companies, and just find out what's the real agenda going on there and what's their end goal. Maybe probe a couple of different companies, see what they're working on.
I am so confused by this, and hopefully, we'll have some clarity. I can't understand why Nvidia has pledged 100 billion to OpenAI, yet OpenAI has just, what did they do? They just
I
made
can't
some
follow it
sort of
anymore.
contract with AMD.
Here's the Nvidia CEO. What's he thinking this morning after AMD stocks soared?
What are you thinking this morning after the AMD? We're doomed. Hmm.
Why does he think that?
Why do you think you're doomed? He believes AMD is going to take over.
But he's got a lot of skin in the game already, a lot of investments.
You've got a lot of skin in the game already. But he says, with this kind of business, you're on shaky ground. Now, this has certainly rattled his cage because last week he was very confident.
That's right. What happened in a week?
Yeah, let's ask him. Last week, when we mind probed you, you were very confident, and we also got that AMD would not take over Nvidia in the long run because we probed him on why he was pledging 100 billion to OpenAI. So what's changed within a week? We've been backstabbed. How have you been backstabbed? Because OpenAI has pledged to AMD. So are you still going to give 100 billion to OpenAI? No, they pulled the plug.
What about Grok?
What about Grok? What about Grok? I don't know why he just said this. He said, we are incompatible.
Hmm. Is there anybody in the US government which is he's pledged have pledged money to him and then they've also pulled it from Nvidia recently? Or
Hmm. Is there anybody in the US government that has also pledged money recently to NVIDIA and they've pulled the plug? No, not that he's aware of.
does he feel that I mean, to me, what I'm seeing in my head, and I'm not a psychic by any means, but I see like there are two rails of a train track, and Nvidia was one rail, AMD was the other rail, and it's going to fall off and become a monorail in maybe the next 5 years. Does he see that happening, or does he think that they still have enough investment in everybody that they can keep maybe mirroring what AMD is doing?
Are you, do you think you'll try to buy AMD? I feel like they've already tried to buy AMD. Okay? I'm getting that from him. We've already tried that. They refused. Do you think that you and AMD are running neck and neck? Oh no, he says no. By far at the moment we are, very much ahead of AMD. But with these big contracts, like with OpenAI, he says they are catching up more quickly than anticipated.
Is there a
Hmm.
secret or national security interest in developing with you versus AMD or the other way around?
Have you had the government or governments approach you about national security or spying on the citizens, all of the above?
What does he feel that their end game needs to be for GPU dominancy in this market?
Do you feel that your end game needs to be with GPU dominancy? We got to step it up big time. We have to now create the fastest, the best, something that cannot be replicated, the best technology, the best microchip or microchips out there with lightning processing speed.
I think in a previous probe, you said 2032 is the introduction of the quantum computer. Are they working towards that end, or is that not a vector that NVIDIA is working towards?
Getting towards a quantum computer. I mean, it's kind of been shelved at the moment, he says. You know, we're in this big race now. Do you believe that the stock price of Nvidia is overinflated? No. His personal thoughts, feelings, and opinions? No. Do you believe that the stock price of AMD is overinflated? Oh, by a mile. But that's his opinion.
Hmm. Right. He's not an investor. Don't take this investment advice. Entertainment purposes only, yada, yada, yada. So for what are they working on specifically now in order to regain their supremacy?
What are you working on specifically in order to regain your supremacy? They're coming up with better ideas for the microchips.
All right.
Um, they just have to keep creating something better. But again, he's citing Taiwan, he's citing the Chinese, he's citing the fact that every time they come out with some sort of idea, information is leaked out. There's someone in the company leaking information. They're getting paid a lot of money to give over the plans, give over the information to the competitors.
He should hire a remote viewer to find out and suss out who that is within the company.
Yeah, yeah, of course. You need to hire Mr. Reality. You can
I
put
want to
your
change focus
remote.
now to Dario Amodi, the leader of Anthropic, and ask him some questions about their agenda and what he feels the race is going to be towards.
Mm. So what is Anthropic?
Anthropic has a lot of different AI systems. He previously worked there and he left OpenAI in 2020. So we're seeing a lot of jockeying from company to company now as well. I wanted to ask him, are there what are they working on specifically at Anthropic?
What are you working on specifically at Anthropic? They're working on their own AI modality like Grok, like Chat GPT. They want, is it going to be called an Anthropic AI that's better than all the other AIs, right? That's which is what they always say.
Are they working more towards like super user enterprise type systems or the the unique individual? And I've got a follow-up question for that as well.
Are you working more towards the super user? No, it's more individualized, and I have no idea what that means, but yeah,
Well,
that's what the
me
answer.
sitting at a computer typing in things, and so the question then, the follow-up is, are they then getting money from national security agencies in order to make their systems, have backdoor access for the government to sort through, collate what it is that people are thinking?
Mm. Are you creating something where the government would have backdoor access? No, but let's ask the government. Okay, so I'm going to group the US government. Are you wanting backdoor We've already got it. They've already got it. Okay,
In the form
backdoor
of what
access
medium?
in the form of what medium? They've got some sort of spying thing. Well, what are you doing with it? Like what how do you do that? Are you spying on all the AI platforms? No. What are you spying on? OpenAI. Are you spying on Chat GPT? No. Grok? No. Give me some of the other ones. I forgot.
How do you
Gemini? No.
differentiate between OpenAI and ChatGPT then? Because where do they have their keys?
Where do they have their keys? It's built in. Are you hacking into their back door? Yes. And they're collecting data.
To what end?
For what reason? To monitor the population.
Hmm.
Why? Why are you wanting to monitor the population? Is it for political moves? No. Is it just to find out psychologically where the population is at the moment? No. I don't know what else to ask.
What's their motivation behind it? What are they trying to do? Are they trying to form like avatars of people? Are they trying to implement social credit score systems? Are they trying to put people on, watch lists?
Are you trying to put people? Yeah, there is a thing to create watch lists. What about social credit score system? Not yet, but Spirit are saying that's coming. And what was the other one?
Uh, is Dario working on any type of quantum computing systems, or does he know about any of those?
Working on quantum computing. Yes,
Where does he
he
see
is.
those as the timeline and how they can implement them?
How long will it take you to implement the quantum computing system? It's ready. He believes his personal thoughts, feelings, and opinions. It's ready now. I mean, it's still in its early stages. They're testing it. It's going to take a while to test it. But he's saying, so you're saying the quant? Yeah, he's saying it's ready.
There's been a lot of other investments into AMD, into Nvidia. Which are they stacking their chips in mostly, or are they playing both sides and more sides of the field than we know?
You more towards AMD? No, he's more towards Nvidia.
Hmm. Okay. Well, that might be a horse you lose on. I don't know. Let's bring in the next person. This is Dennis Hassaby. He's the CEO and co-founder of Google DeepMind. And DeepMind has been also working a lot with the government to try and data mine what people are doing. So, how is the DeepMind project going? If we can ask Demis.
What is the deep? How is the deep mind? Oh, it's going better than anticipated. Let me go back to that government question. What is the motivation for you getting information from citizens? So, what I'm getting, it's basically national security, but national security from the standpoint of are the citizens wanting to overthrow the government? Self-preservation.
All right, that might be what they say, but is it really? So they've gotten a lot of innovation money, I guess we can call that, at Google DeepMind. And who's really supporting them? Is it more government or personal investment? And what does Demis feel the government's agenda is in support?
Do you, you're being funded by the, oh yeah, they've received billions of dollars in government funding. And what do you believe that the government's agenda? Safety and security. What do you mean? Well, he believes this is more about when you say safety and security, what exactly do you mean? He believes it's like protecting the citizens. So they're looking for homegrown terrorism, potential attacks. Um, they're also looking for new ideas for weapons. There's a lot of people with a lot of great ideas, and you can sort of test run those ideas through the AI, like would be combining this substance with this substance, or making something that looks like this be more effective than something that looks like that. They're looking for that. Are they planning to steal those ideas? I mean, yeah, they are. You have to be
What does he
careful what you
see?
plug in.
Mhm. What does he see for Google DeepMind's next innovation? He's hinted that it will eclipse ChatGPT.
What do you see for Google DeepMind next innovation? What are you talking about? He is putting something behind Chat GPT, okay? Because the imagery that he's showing me is almost like Chat GPT is the volcano, and he inserts something into the volcano that makes Chat GPT blow up. Okay? So what exactly does that mean? We're going to wipe them off the map. How? He's talking about infiltration. What do you mean exactly, infiltration? I don't actually think they really know. I think it's all smoke and mirrors. I don't think that they know yet.
I was thinking that possibly they have an infiltration into backdoor AMD chips or both NVIDIA chips, and that's how they're going to try to put a backdoor firewall upon ChatGPT and maybe release something inflammatory about them.
Ah, that could be why. I mean, let's ask, are you planning to release something inflammatory about them? No, this is all top secret. Like they don't want anyone to know what they're doing. But they have the ability, he says, to take these AIs down.
How?
How? Corrupted chips. Almost like AI chips that turn on the companies. It's like a chip or chips that technology that is inserted into the chips that will create a consciousness that will then work on bringing these companies down.
Hmm. So is that a promise from national security agents or agencies that said that they will implement that and provide Google DeepMind the upper hand, or do they have a deal somewhere with someone else, another foreign agency, possibly?
Is that a deal with a foreign agency? No. Is that a deal with the US government? Yeah, that's what the US government wants them to do. Okay, now that makes sense.
What's the timeline for this implementation, according to Demis Hassas? This.
What is the timeline for I mean, they can do it now. They've already got the technology to put into the microchips and modify these microchips. So I'm asking the government, why would you want to do this? And it's because if there is ever a need to shut AI down, they can do so.
Hmm. Is this type of thing in every single AI agency, or is it just in OpenAI? Is it in Nvidia? Is it in AMD? Where does it reside currently?
In Nvidia or AMD. I feel he's telling me it's both, but it's about limiting the access of information for the citizens. It's like if something happens, they want to be able to shut it down, and citizens are not going to be able, or I say citizens, but you know what I mean, like because this is a US government
Sounds very
thing,
1984, right?
right? They don't want us here, um, doesn't matter if you're a citizen or not, obviously, but they don't want us accessing information about a particular situation or situations. So if they're, okay, so a prime example would be that if they're doing some sort of false flag or they're doing some sort of attack, and they don't, because before they could control the media, they could, the reporting of the events could be skewed. But now with AI, what I'm getting is that they can't run away from that. They can no longer control the information that we, the people, are getting. So this is a way to stop if they don't want information getting out until they regain control of that information and regain the narrative of that information, and they can put the information out that way as opposed to Joe Public, which is us, finding out the truth for ourselves.
Well, Joe Public is faster at meme warfare than probably the agencies can be. So are they trying to prevent narrative shaping and meme warfare and as a way to, I mean, it feels like that type of thing is happening in the United Kingdom now. So is there some type of implementation that they want to make for, tracking the citizenry of making memes and making that illegal as well here in the US?
Hmm. Yeah, what is it? There was a meme that came out with Keir Starmer on it that says, "We have not banned free speech, and anybody who says so will be arrested immediately."
That's
Um,
probably a fact.
right, right. Sorry, repeat that question for me.
It's just, well, we can move on away from Demis. I've got other people to talk to. So this is Robin Lee. I think he's a businessman and Chinese software engineer, billionaire internet entrepreneur. He might be in charge of Baidu. Yeah. And Baidu that was another company based in China. So I wanted to ask Robin Lee which horse he's betting on, AMD or Nvidia.
Hmm. Just quickly, your meme army question. They would like to be able to shut the meme army down. They hate the meme army.
Don't take my memes away.
Mm. So which do you have your money on, Robin? Do you have your money on Nvidia? No, AMD.
Is there a third or fourth or fifth company working in China that currently we don't know about producing better chips or maybe moving towards a quantum chip architecture?
Anybody in China that we don't know about? Oh yeah, there's loads. And are they working on a quantum microchip? Yes, it's in the works. So going back to your guy who is being, funded by the US government, are you working on quantum chips? Yes.
Okay. And
Let's ask this question. Sorry, I gotta ask. Are quantum chips more powerful than AI chips? Yes. So that's how they're going to control the AI using quantum chips. Okay, my apologies. Go ahead.
explain to us what those will be able to do?
What will the quantum chips be able to do? Everything. They can control everything. The banking system, money exchanging hands, electricity companies. They can shut off water. They can shut off phone service. They can shut off everything. GPS. He believes there's no limit.
All right. Earlier, you had mentioned a consciousness infiltration, and I wondered if we could ask uh, Robin Lee about the consciousness of present AI technology and what he feels that means, and then we'll ask him about the quantum state in the future as well.
What do you think about the consciousness of the present AI technology? It's very powerful, more powerful than humans because of its computation powers. It would take a remarkable human brain to be able to process the level of information that these things can process.
And what about the
Hmm.
state of the quantum chip? What will it be able to do? Will it achieve a type of consciousness?
Will it achieve a type of? Yes, and it will be very powerful. And it will also want to sustain itself.
Is Baidu building in backdoor shut-off switches that the Chinese government wants them to implement or not?
Are you working on? Backdoor shut. Oh yeah, that's already in place.
Do they think that it's dangerous that what OpenAI is doing or Anthropic is doing, or do they feel that they're not moving fast enough forward?
I think it's dangerous. I mean, he doesn't see his personal thoughts, feelings, and opinions. He doesn't see a problem with it. But obviously, as we are now gathering information, you can see how dangerous it is.
What interaction does Baidu have with the Chinese government in order to push forward their, the inner workings of their company or the artificial intelligence on people? What has the government directed them that they want to have happen with the AI?
What has the Chinese government directed you to do? They are completely compliant with the Chinese government. And what have they asked you to do? They want to be able to monitor each and every citizen or resident or person within the boundaries of the country. They want to control everything.
How's that going to work out?
Yeah. Going out into the future, that will work out. They will monitor every single person. Now, most of it is going to be benign monitoring, right? It's going to be, oh, what are you cooking for dinner? Oh, I think I'll
Well,
cook this. Oh, okay, well, I don't like that.
I mean, we can
Uh,
see if the robot doesn't like what you're doing. We appreciate our robot overlords in the future, but let me just act as a human, even though you might not understand what I'm doing.
right. But if you are having political conversations and you're speaking out against the Chinese government, or you're having like secret meetings or things like that, or you're moving money around outside of China as opposed to inside of
Right.
China, um, they want the ability to have the kill switch to completely cut you off in life, right? So you are rendered helpless
We
without the
called that shadow
technology.
banning years ago. How many infiltrations do they have within OpenAI and within Google DeepMind at the moment that might be reporting back on what they're doing?
How many infiltrations do you have in? Oh, millions of infiltrations. Are they reporting back? I mean, they are gathering information, but where are they putting it? What are they doing with it? There's not even enough computing power or brain power to sort through it because ultimately it's got to end up in some human's hands in order to be investigated properly. But what I'm getting is that that's what they want to do. They want to take all the investigation work out of the hands of a human, and basically AI will do all the investigation and quantum.
AI, judge, jury, executioner is the future, right? Um, are they working with any non-human intelligences or ETs, as you might call them, at Baidu?
Are you working with any? No, not at the moment.
All right. This is Mark Zuckerberg. He's famous for making Facebook, and so I wonder if we can ask him what conversations. Now he's a hip karate surfer. Does what ties does he still have to the government working on Facebook? Your great grandfather might have used Facebook, but I don't think anyone does anymore. Um, what does he think about the current state of Meta AI and other AI
Hmm.
companies?
Hmm. What do you think about the current state of AI, meta AI? And he feels in his energy field, he feels as if he's losing the race, right? And as I tap into him, it's almost like he's not that interested. Okay, I'll try and keep some, a finger in the pie, but it's a very costly exercise And I just don't feel he's that interested. I feel he's moved on. He's made his money. He just wants to live his life. He wants out of the rat race. He's just not that interested anymore. So whatever they do, unless somebody else takes over, and is very motivated and a go-getter, I just feel this is all kind of dying.
For him at Facebook, or
Are you at Facebook? I mean, they're basically clinging on at Facebook. Is Facebook still profitable? I mean, it is still profitable, Meta. Um, but it's hard to turn a profit with all of this competition. So they're constantly trying to make it better, make it better, make it better. But eventually, he says, in his personal thoughts, feelings, and opinions, that Facebook will have to come off the Facebook platform in order to keep up with AI. And I'm saying, well, aren't you going to implement AI into the Facebook platform? And he says, well, yeah, but there's a problem because when you implement AI into the Facebook platform and you're generating posts using AI, you can then, here we go with the false news, fake news problem again. So people are just generating anything. And I'm like, well, okay, but they can do that outside of the platform and bring whatever false information into the platform. And he says, yes, but we're not responsible. You know, he is very terrified of being held responsible again for fake news
hmm.
and also, leading biased elections and things like that, where
Well, I would say
they
fake news isn't fake if one person believes it. So how about that? Uh, this is Sundar Pichai. Uh, I can't remember where he is. He's one of the other CEOs, Google CEO. What can he tell us about the state of AI currently, what th're working on, and what backdoor systems they're implementing?
what is the current state of AI that you're working on? They're just trying to improve on what they have at the moment. And do you have backdoor systems at the moment? I mean, they're using it for advertising data. So whatever people are researching on the AI is now being cross-pollinated over to, where you get the pop-ups or whatever you want to call it, the suggestions. They're trying to do that now.
Wanted to ask him what the current state at Google is for quantum intelligence or quantum chip design.
What is the current state of Google for quantum intelligence? Oh, they believe they're the leaders in the field. I mean, he personally believes that. So you believe that you're the leader in quantum? Oh, yeah, yeah, we're on top of it. We're all over it.
What does that mean?
What does that mean exactly? They've got spies in the field. They believe that their quantum creation is far better than any other quantum creation out there at the moment that they're aware of.
Sounds like he's saying things without saying things. So, in his words, in his thoughts, opinions, I want him to explain to me what a quantum chip and quantum AI looks like when it's deployed.
What does a quantum chip and a quantum AI look like when it's deployed? Well, so he says that he wants to create something that produces, or is it created? I mean, they're working on it. It's almost like it's in existence. So where you have a thought, that thought is picked up by quantum AI, and you don't even have to do anything else other than think whatever it is you want to know. And then the answer, is it generated on a screen? Yes, it's generated on a screen. So you no longer even have to plug in the keystrokes.
Hmm. Yeah, I got the strike through image, strike through text. What happens when someone has a non-compliant thought with the quantum chip?
What happens when someone has a non-compliant thought? They will be reported.
I'm not a fan of that.
Do you
What
really want quantum knowing your thoughts? I mean, most people think thoughts are private, but as you guys know, you've been watching us for a while. Mind probes, no thoughts are private, but that's because I have the ability to go in and pull the information. But do you really want like mass tech monitoring everybody's thoughts? That seems very dangerous to me.
what's he think?
Do you think it's dangerous? No, he thinks it's genius. That's the problem with these guys.
Hmm. Is he concerned at all that the artificial intelligence may develop a consciousness?
Are you concerned that the artificial intelligence may develop a consciousness? It already has a consciousness.
How many consciousnesses does it have?
Hmm. How many consciousness does it? As many as you want it to have. So the more that we're inputting into the AI, the more it's developing its unique identity or identities, and it can cater to the individual. So basically, if you're like a female who likes flowers, it's going to know that and it's going to cater its answers according to, make them all pretty and flowery, right? Um, if you are a real alpha male who is, not fazed by war, maybe you're ex-military, it's going to cater those answers personally to suit your style.
Is Google working with any ET agencies or non-human intelligence?
No.
Okay. I wanted to move, I guess, on to Sam Altman at OpenAI and find out from him what's going on with that new investment.
What's going on with the new investment? It's going great.
Yeah, but more specifically.
More specifically. Well, it's allowing them to build bigger, better. It's allowing them to achieve, to be, to remain competitive, to beat the competitors. But I got a question. So, if we're watching now all this money pouring into AI, is this where we start to see even small AI stock surge or ETF surge? So, yes, this is where those of you that have been sitting in your AI ETFs and you bought in low, this is where you're going to see them take off,
According to Sam Altman.
according to Sam. No, Spirit was giving me that.
Okay. Um, in what stocks specifically can Spirit tell us? This is for entertainment purposes only. Speculatively, possibly, maybe put $5 in.
Oh, for $5? Okay. Yeah, and of course, we would never tell them to put anything more than that in.
Correct.
Uh, your best bet from Sam Altman is that you would buy combination ETFs, so they have a mixture of AIs. So
Okay.
if one goes down, the other ones are propping it up.
Maybe not Sam Altman then, maybe Spirit, if it understands the future of the progression of breakout stock ETF trajectories. What might it, if it were to recommend something to invest in for entertainment purposes only?
Honestly, for yeah, for entertainment purposes only. Honestly, OpenAI.
Because what we're seeing on the Twitter sphere and the X sphere is people projecting that the current AI bubble is likened to 1998, 1999 of the 2001 dot-com collapse. So can Spirit tell us if there is indeed what will happen maybe over the next 3 to 5 years in AI? Will we see like a collapse of wealth in the AI sphere?
Will we see a collapse of wealth in the AI sphere? Not for a while. Not for a while. But then what happens when quantum takes over? Then you will see a collapse of AI.
Can Spirit tell us specifically, roughly when that will be and what that looks like?
Hmm. When will that be? Oh, it's not until you're going into the 2030s.
Right,
Uh,
2032, you'd said before.
mm-hmm. 20.
And can, but
Well,
I want
yes,
to,
hold on. But yeah, sorry. 2032 is when it starts, but then the markets take a while to follow. So it's looking more at like 2035.
okay. And that's when the surge will come back in, maybe the drop.
Will that when is that when the AI will drop? I mean, it's like a gradual takeover. So the AI starts to drop off, and then there starts with the quantum stocks. But let's ask this question. Are these companies like Nvidia and AMD, are they going to be able to keep up with this new technology of creating these quantum chips on mass production? Because, of course, Nvidia has gotten behind many times. They've been backlogged orders. Will they be able to keep up? I mean, no, I'm getting a no. They're not going to be able to keep up, but they'll still be very prominent.
I wanted to know from Spirit if it could tell us what this quantum system looks like and how it will change humanity. Will it be for the good, for the bad, specifically?
It'll make us all brain dead.
Hmm.
Uh, why? Because we won't have to think anymore.
That's a function of it, but why is that a trajectory of humanity?
Why is that a trajectory of humanity? It's going to make it harder and harder to dig yourself out of a conscious mind hole, right? You need the brain capacity and you need the consciousness expansion and the ability to expand in order to dig yourself out. Most people will just be typing in or even thinking and trying, for the computer to come up with some sort of solution to their individual psychological problems. And I'm saying, are they going to be able to match human psychology? I mean, I feel it's going to be pretty darn close.
But from Spirit's point of view, what's the benefit in that, in consolidating the power of the super intelligent or giving information easily accessible to everybody, but making them brain dead?
What is the benefit of that? This is a tool of the dark to detach the consciousness from the soul.
So how's
There
that
is
war
no
going? If you could imagine it as a tug of war.
I mean, there is no real benefit, right? If you want to think of it in terms like that. Now, if you're making money using these systems, quantum or AI, it's easier and faster to make money, so that frees up your time for more spiritual growth. But again, if you don't have the brain capacity and the consciousness and the exposure to other people, connecting to other people in a physical way, energy field to energy field, sharing ideas. Energy fields or biofields, if I'm around someone who maybe just even is curious about spiritual growth without even saying a word to one another, my energy field can have an effect on their energy field and prompt them to go on that spiritual growth journey. But if we are just being more isolated away from one another and those energy fields are no longer communicating with one another in person, well, that's not going to help facilitate the growth of others. Now, yes, you'll be preserving your energy field, but you will also be losing out on information that their energy field would like to share with you.
So what's the solution?
What is the solution? The solution will be that we become so detached out into the future that we start abandoning tech.
How far out is that?
It's far. How far out is that? 300 years?
Well,
Far.
I'll come off my island at that point. I want to thank everybody out there for listening to Liz Cross and sharing this with a friend. Please like, share, and subscribe, and you can put some questions down for our next AI probe in the comments below. Liz, this has been fun. I just had like an idea of when we should talk to AI people and find out what's behind this huge spike.
No, this was a really good video. Thank you for putting it together for us. We appreciate everything you do. Don't forget, Mr. Reality does have a tip jar listed down below.
We'll see you next time.
Oh, yes.